Please stand for the pledges. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now please remain standing for the Texas flag. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible. Now please be seated for a moment of silence.
Today on Eagle Nation News. With all the art options at Prosper High School, the ceramics class is creating beautiful pottery, but even better futures. Vivian Pecori spins the journey of the dedicated art students at PHS. Football has not just brought our Eagles together, but also coaches who have become best friends. Nuala Adams sits down with two Prosper High School coaches whose career paths have created a great friendship. When the tough times hit, Stephanie Clayton wants to lend a helping hand. William Norris discovers the love that is behind the Prosper High Support Counselor. All this and more on today's edition of Eagle Nation News.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Isabel Molter.
And I'm Callie Swick. On today's show, we will highlight a variety of new additions to Prosper and how it impacts our school. So stick around, ENN starts right now. Welcome back, Eagle Nation, and thank you for joining us here in Studio 301.
Today is Thursday, September 21st. Just a reminder, tomorrow we have a pep rally as we get ready for our football game against Rock Hill, which I know is always one of my favorite games of the season.
Most definitely. I can't wait to see how both teams have grown since last year, and with the addition of new players this year, I'm so excited to see how the rest of the season will go.
Yes, I'm so ready to see what kind of score we'll have Friday night.
Hopefully another shutout for the Eagles.
Yes, our football team is amazing, just like the art that fine arts classes are making. Vivian Pecori spins up the story of our ceramics class at PHS.
In order to graduate, Prosper High School requires at least one art credit. Luckily, Prosper High School gives diverse options, ranging from agriculture to music to art. There's a unique class within the art genre, one filled with aspiring students. Some chose this class too,
just to have fun and learn new things.
One of the classes that Prosper High School gives for an art credit is ceramics. But it's not the most popular art class because it's really hard to master. I mean, sitting here for the first time molding clay, I can admit that I don't know what I'm doing, but it's a lot of fun. And that's the experience ceramic ought to give to its students. But one student went a little bit deeper and decided to plan her future.
Ceramics is important to me because I love the challenge that it has, and it allows me to express how I feel throughout art. What originally brought me to ceramics was the fact that I wanted to teach. I would love to teach high school art and either ceramics or painting and allow people to learn.
Vivian Sass has created many cool creations, ranging from vases to bowls to dishes. But one might wonder, where will all these dreams take her?
I wouldn't mind teaching at Prosper, honestly. I love the school and everything it stands for.
Vivian states that her family is ready to support her all the way, from her chosen college back to the Prosper High School. For Eagle Nation News, I'm Vivian Pecori.
It is just so amazing to see students directing their dreams back to Prosper High School.
Imagine walking into a store one day and seeing your own creation up for sale. I know that'd make me feel accomplished.
Definitely, and I'm sure it's so rewarding.
You know, ceramics and pottery have a lot of spinning involved, but so are everyone's heads after the talk of Hollywood drama and upcoming album releases. Talent Talk is up next, sponsored by Cookie Co.
Hi guys, it's Cambra Bacon, the owner of Prosper Blooms here in downtown Prosper. Want to talk to you about a big event that we have going on Wednesday, October the 18th. Worldwide, it's a day dedicated to pedaling it forward. So instead of paying it forward, we're pedaling it forward with flowers. So the concept is you get 2 stems of flowers or 2 bouquets, and then you pay it forward. So you keep this one, but then you give this one to someone that you want to make happy, spreading the love with flowers.
Eyes and ears are all over the music industry this week. Maddie Kep is in studio with this week's Talent Talk.
Thanks, Isabel. Ariana Grande and Selton Gomez's marriage is officially over after 2 years. Grande and Gomez began dating at the beginning of 2020 and officially eloped halfway through 2021. However, friends of the two felt the relationship would be short-lived due to the couple having trouble making time for each other and their busy overlapping schedules. Grande filed for divorce on Monday, but the couple supposedly split in July. TMZ then commented the relationship was heading for divorce. However, a source closer to the couple stated that they have actually been separated since January. But Grande isn't the only one with a busy schedule. On Monday, Drake took to Instagram to announce the pushback of his new release of the album, For All the Dogs. His Instagram story read, quote, "Okay, my dilemma I am faced with is I either cancel shows to finish the album or I complete the mission and drop the album before the last show." Drake now plans to release the album on October 6th, just 3 days after finishing his current tour. On that note, are y'all gonna be listening to Drake's new album?
Yes, I'm so sad it got pushed back, but I'm still excited.
Me too, I'm a Drake stan.
I'm a huge Drake fan, so I will definitely be listening to this album, but waiting for it to come out is making me so much more excited to listen to it.
We have also been waiting for the big Rock Hill football game. Stick around to hear more about this rivalry matchup.
The Prosper High School counselors have completed the level down changes, and there will be no more schedule changes. They cannot change electives or levels, but you will have an opportunity to level down from an honors or AP level at the end of the semester. But there will be no elective changes for the rest of the school year. Angels Among Us is a club dedicated to fundraising and providing help to organizations with notable causes. If you're interested in becoming a part of our team, reach out to the club sponsor, Miss Clayton Sickles, for more information.
Before we get into last week's Prosper Sports, Parker Reynolds is at Children's Health Stadium for more on tomorrow's game.
Thanks, Isabel. Tomorrow night, the Eagles kick off for their 5th game of the 2023 season, except this game has more at stake than just a win. The Eagles match up against crosstown rivals Rock Hill, except this year, Prosper fans will be seated on the away side for the first time in team history, hoping to pull out another big win at Children's Health after giving Blue Hawk fans 49 reasons as to why Prosper is the true home team last year. Bradston Swig is in studio with more on Prosper Sports in this week's edition of Game Time. Bradston.
Thanks, Parker. As myself, I know I am extremely excited for the game tomorrow. But first, let's look at the game from last week. Last Friday, our Prosper Eagles came out on top once again in the huge game against Denton Guyer with a close score of 31-28. The game got off to a competitive start with both teams holding each other to 9-6 at halftime, but the momentum shifted when senior Junior Wilcox made an incredible interception in the third quarter, putting Prosper at Guyer's 9-yard line. Some notable players of the game were senior Nathan Tenbarge with a total of 174 yards, 93 of those being passing yards and the rest being rushing yards. Also, junior Leo Anguiano had 88 rushing yards with over 15 carries with an average of 5.9 yards per carry. Leo is definitely a player that Rock Hill will need to watch out for during the game this Friday, as he will certainly put Rock Hill's defense to the test. Hitting it over to tennis, our tennis boys and girls faced off against Denton Braswell on Tuesday and completely shut them down with a final score of 17-0. The tennis team is set to play against Allen next Tuesday at the PHS tennis courts. Moving from one court to the other, in volleyball news, Our Lady Eagles went up against McKinney Boyd yesterday, who is ranked first in all of Texas. The game was close, but Our Lady Eagles were not able to pull out a win with a final score of 3-1. A player nobody could take their eyes off of was senior Aiden Ames, as she had 25 kills over the entire game, averaging 6 points per set. Our Lady Eagles are set to play against Denton Braswell tomorrow afternoon at Braswell. In water polo news, our boys and girls water polo played against Highland Park on Tuesday, but fell short, putting up a good fight with the boys. Final score of 15-8 and the girls 20-11. The boys and girls are hoping to bounce back as they play Dallas Jesuit on Saturday at the PISD Natatorium. Throwing it back to football, two coaches are more than just co-workers, they're best friends. Newell Adams tackles how these two Prosper football coaches use their friendship to lead the team to success.
In a growing school district like PISD, change can be difficult for everyone, including staff. Here at PHS, two football coaches took advantage of a change together.
Just like the way they do things here in Prosper. and felt that there was a great opportunity for me to continue to grow as a coach, but also impact lives.
I saw it as an opportunity to grow as a young and inspiring one-day head coach. After talking to Malcolm, you know, I heard a lot of great things about the coaches that were already here, and so I thought it was a great opportunity to come learn. I get to coach with my brother, so.
Coach Hill and Coach Devereaux's bond helps them to always aim for success while reflecting Prosper's values.
As friends, even outside of the school building, you know, we call each other, we check on each other's family, and, you know, my kids call him Uncle CC.
I think our relationship is just, I think it speaks volume as to how, you know, two guys can kind of feed off each other, two friends, and how we can compete.
All Prosper is about is just being a family and seeing two good friends, basically brothers, out on the football field, teaching boys, young men, just to be better football players. It's inspirational almost.
As friends, they are always pushing each other to be their best self and encouraging the players around them to do the same.
Well, I feel like anytime you go into a new place, you know, it's imperative that you find an accountability partner. We just hold each other accountable to make sure that we're up here and that these kids understand that, like, we are fully attentive to whatever you need from us.
There's never going to be a day where he's lacking or I'm lacking. I think it just works well with us being together.
Coach Hill and Coach D, they have definitely impacted me a lot. Their coaching styles, their positive outlook, it really helps me push through.
With more friendships like this, the future of PHS could get much brighter.
Yes, sir.
Hey.
It's time.
Reporting for Eagle Nation News, I'm Nula Adams.
Let's go.
Their close friendship is so amazing to have lead our football team.
And I'm sure their support towards one another makes them work well as coaches.
Yes, and another area with growing support is our counselors at PHS. William Norris has the story of our new student support counselor.
Thanks, Isabel. With a school of almost 4,000 students, the Prosper Support Counselor helps address the many different student needs here in the lower house.
Basically, my role consists of being here to support students with like social emotional type needs. So whether that's just managing day-to-day stress or things like anxiety or depression.
Though Miss Clayton is not a new addition to PHS, she can do so much for the students of Prosper.
So we have a lot of kids with a lot of very specific needs, and so she can provide direct support to kids that have dire needs, right? Instead of having to wait for someone to come to campus or to call someone to have them come here or send a kid somewhere else, we have someone on campus that can deal with that, and it's really great to have somebody like Miss Clayton here to help our kids out.
Miss Clayton can help students with their future, but she wasn't quite sure what she wanted to do right out of college.
I did about 3 or 4 different majors and couldn't figure out what I wanted to do. But one of those was education and another one of those was nursing. And so both of them were really, you know, wanting to help people. And so I ended up getting a bachelor's degree in psychology.
For any kind of help you need, you can come to the lower house for Miss Clayton or any of the other counselors. For Eagle Nation News, I'm William Norris. Back to you guys at the desk.
Mrs. Clayton is so sweet and her role on campus helps so many students. For more information about Mrs. Clayton, look for our sister publication, Eagle Nation Online's article on their website.
I'm so grateful to see that we have an amazing support staff that prioritize all students' mental health.
Remember, we have a pep rally tomorrow and the dress-up theme is whiteout.
That's all we have for you today, Eagle Nation. Thank you for letting us tell your stories. Once again, I'm Callie Swick.
And I'm Isabel Molter. Have a great rest of your day and go Eagles!